We just go cut it like that? All right. Ryan Akers Show.
Hello. Welcome, everybody. This is the M.O.R.A.L.S Show, and I am your host, Ryan Akers. But I know everybody's asking this question right now, like, Ryan, what is the M.O.R.A.L Show? Well, for starters, M.O.R.A.L stands for Mind of Ryan Akers Live Show. Yes, I know. Thank you very much. Listen, beyond that, I'm going to give you guys a little quick background of myself so you know who the heck you listening to, right? I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm based in Houston, Texas, and I've been blessed to be able to lay my hat in quite a few fields. From those fields, we'll start with tax, financial services, insurance, real estate, some development now, and more recently here, private equity and venture capitalists. But the brunt of my show I wanted to do is bring people and some amazing businesses that I've had the pleasure to know, and some that I don't know, and you don't know either. But we're going to learn them together to express and tell us more in our community how we can, one, be a part of it, and two, how it can impact our lives and maybe the lives of your loved ones, right? Because after all, this is the way that the future is heading. So our primary focus in the M.O.R.A.L Show, we'll be talking about business, finance, and technology. Those are three big pillars that I think that we need to be able to hit, especially with the trajectory of everything that's going on right now from the crypto world and all those other things. What I'd like for you to do is go grab your favorite cup, pour up, maybe strike open your cigar, sit back, relax, and we'll be right back. More M.O.R.A.Ls. Well, welcome back. This is Ryan with the M.O.R.A.L Show. So listen, for today's episode, I have a special guest. It's a friend and a brother to me, but to everybody else out there, this will be your first time meeting this intelligent fellow. We'll say that, right? His name is none other than Mr. William Johnson Jr. He's the founder and CEO of W. Johnson Consulting. He specializes in underwater robotics. William, welcome to the show. My brother, could you start by telling us about your company and the innovative technology that you have shown right here with this thing called the Defender? Wait, before I do that, how you doing, man?
How you doing, man? That's
all right? Good day, hopefully.
First of all, thank you for allowing me to be on your show, man. I really appreciate it. I know we're friends, but it don't necessarily mean that you have to allow me to be on the show to, show what it is that I do.
No doubt, man.
First, also, man, big ups on your time of being an entrepreneur, man. Hey, bro, I give it up to you. I'm just,
I appreciate that.
I'm just starting this thing out, man, and my tone is a little calm now because, about 3 months ago. Well, I've been doing this from like 2018.
Yeah.
2015, whatever the case may be, as an entrepreneur. But I was kind of scared to jump off that fence.
It's a high bridge.
It's a high bridge, man. And so now, I hit it running.
Yeah.
So now I'm like calming down because I see how much it is that you guys go through, man. So big ups to what you do as an entrepreneur or any other entrepreneurs out there. Hey, man, y'all just keep pushing.
Yeah.
Just keep showing up.
Yeah, listen, you're here now, though.
Yeah, I'm here.
So you're a part of the same gang.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Man. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, tell us, man, what is this thing here called Defender, first of all, and then also give us some information about the technology and what's behind this innovative technology with underwater robotics. Like that's crazy to me. It's pretty cool. It looks great, though.
Yeah. So, man, this is it's called a Defender. Wow. Now that I think about the name now, you guys see this right now as, you might think it's a little toy or whatever.
It definitely reminds me of my childhood.
Right. But the military now is using this.
That's pretty dope.
Now that it's called a Defender, now it just really clicked to me. A couple months ago, I was I used to be in the Navy. I did 8 years in the Navy.
Oh, salute.
Yeah.
He's a veteran.
I'm a veteran, yeah. I worked on airplanes. I did hydraulics and electronics. And that's kind of what got me to, my degree in engineering, electrical engineering.
Salute to you.
Yeah. So
you degreed and you're a veteran.
Yeah, something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Something came out of that military career.
Yeah. and don't forget about God, man. I'm definitely a man of God.
For sure.
For sure.
Always God first.
Got to give it to God for, allowing me to have this intellect. Everybody not blessed with, certain skills.
Facts.
I thought I could play basketball, but I realized I was better than math.
I'm not in the NBA either, so exactly. I guess we both didn't make it.
So anyway, my time that I spent in the military kind of got me into oil and gas. Been in oil and gas 16 years, and it walked me right in the door with remotely operated vehicles called ROVs. So in about 2017, the oil field took a big dip.
Yeah.
And I had to go back to school, had to learn some things. And in the meantime, after I got laid off from a company, that's when my best friend kicked in. And he was like, man, listen, bro, you got some skills.
Yeah.
Once you start, trying to do this on your own. So I went through some life stuff. I was on my mama couch, you know what I'm saying? And I was sitting on my mama couch and I was like, hey, man, let me go on trying to do this. So I got the EIN. I got all the stuff together. And I started looking at the process of buying one of these. I haven't even discovered this vehicle yet. Okay. And so in the meantime, another company called me out. It's like, hey, man, we know you are a work class ROV guy. Right. But we have this inspection class ROV. And so I went and saw it. The guy paid me $500 a day, right, to go out there and just basically.
To take the class?
No, just to go.
To work it after you did it?
Yeah, I did on-job training.
All right, so I have a question for you. So you stated that, previously you've been in the oil and gas industry now 16 years, you said, right?
Yeah.
About that time.
Right.
So that would put you in, I know your age, but your early 30s or, actually late 20s, early 30s, right? When you started?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. I just want to get that out there to the people that are out there, because that means you can do it too. There's not really
that's true.
A perfect age, but he learned it in his late 20s, and so you still have the ability to do that. Right. But you took a class through an oil and gas company that you're working for. So I'm assuming that they sent you out there.
Yeah, they sent me to Davis, California, a company called Schilling Robotics, which is bought out by FMC. Okay. They have the
FMC, for those that don't know, is a really big oil and gas company. They do a ton of different things out there, pipeline, all that other great stuff, especially platforms in the water. So exactly.
So they built the most state-of-the-art robot, and I had an opportunity to witness that firsthand.
So I'm gonna backtrack really quick because there's a very interesting story here about FMC. So for those of you who are not familiar, at once upon a time we both worked at FMC.
Correct.
So salute to FMC.
Right.
You had us, but you couldn't keep us.
Right.
But yeah, so I think I was working a day shift and my boy was working a night shift. And we were all working, and we all got this job together.
Yeah.
And it was like, we would all come in the morning and be like, where's Will at? Where's Johnson?
Yeah.
And one morning we came in and he wasn't there.
Right.
But because of that particular situation, he's now started his own, system with his own company and beyond with this particular Defender here that he's been learning about. I heard you say a couple of things, but I don't want you to jump too far ahead because I have some questions for you and for our audience out there. So for our listeners that may not be familiar with this field, can you explain underwater robotics and how the Defender drone kind of works?
So basically, the Defender this robot has taken the place of a human, a diver. So basically what normally happens is, not to throw out, our company name,
right?
But
you don't have to. I mean, they know oil companies.
They know oil companies. But anyway, this oil company had a situation where one of the rigs kind of fell over during a storm, and after they did the investigation, they noticed that the rig hadn't been inspected. So now they make each rig have a inspection. Most of these rigs are like tapped into a hole, producing oil, so they can't move, so they just stuck out there.
So this is kind of crazy because for a lot of people, they don't even know this part of the game.
Right.
So are you telling me that out there in the water, particularly because we're here in the Gulf, so in the Gulf of Mexico, these oil rigs, I thought they were just like floating on boats or something. Mm-hmm. So you're saying that thousands of meters deep,
right?
These are planted into the ground.
Well, some of them are. Some of them, some of them are like they are planted. But they got suction piles that's going into the ground about 3 miles away from the rig with these cables, right? That's holding it if it's a submersible, right?
This is crazy.
And then they have some that's about 300-400 feet that's actually planted into the water as well.
That's pretty dope.
Then they have now the state of the art drill ships that they can just hover in a certain position the whole entire time.
All right, this is crazy. So I don't want to lose anybody out here, but this is a particular field that I don't know if it gets talked about enough, but if you happen to be in the South, and even on the West Coast for sure, this is a job opportunity for those who are qualified to work on one of these platforms. Am I correct?
Correct.
Did you work on one of these platforms?
Yes.
What kind of job did you do before? Because obviously you played with robots and stuff now. We're going to get into that. I think that's really dope. But what did you do on the platform?
Play with the robot.
Okay. All right. So he always, he just started off great. All right. But for those individuals that are interested or maybe curious about this, when you first get started, because I know there's jobs. I have a friend of mine, a young brother. He's a cook out there.
Yeah.
And he makes really good money.
Right.
But he didn't know that either. In California, he moved to New Orleans and now he's a cook. I think he was making like $7,000 for 21 days of work. Right. Which to me, I think that's amazing. So I'm sure that the money's different depending on what company you work for, but that's an opportunity for some individuals out there, young or old. If you're looking to make a change, you can work on one of these platforms. Are they all oil companies that are out there?
They can be like third party to the oil company. Interesting that you say that. My interest in doing what I'm doing, I could have not been an entrepreneur and started my own company.
Right.
But the most important thing I wanted to do was I got tired of being the only black person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, speak up.
In the ROV shack. If I want to go talk to a brother, I got to go to the cook. I got to go to the galley.
Yeah.
He's maybe a cook. He's maybe one of the guys that's cleaning. Or he's maybe one of the guys that's out there painting, doing the roustabout stuff. Nothing is wrong with those jobs. Right?
Roustabout, I'm assuming, it's just
a hand. They call it a hand.
So it's like a beginner's job.
Yeah.
To learn what's okay.
Right. And they make pretty good money. You know what I'm saying? They just dirty.
They work hard.
They just work hard. You know what I'm saying? So they doing all the roughnecking and all the other stuff like that. And
roughnecking, yeah.
You know, riggers.
These are all positions, by the way. I know they sound crazy. We're talking about roughnecks. The roustabout, you said?
Roustabout.
And there's even one called a rigger.
Right.
R-I-G-G-E-R. Rigger. All right?
Yeah, so those are the terms that we use out there to label, different hands. Gotcha. And I used to hate the word hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, don't call me no hand. I'm more than a hand, but it's like
You're
a hand.
You're giving a hand,
You're giving a hand. You're helping out. And so anyway, these guys are making really good money for being out there for 21 days, 28 days, things like that.
Gotcha.
But at the end of the day, when I started making rank, they didn't realize that I was an ROV guy, right? Sometimes I'll be out there and I'll be in the shack like, you can't be in here. I'm like, okay, no problem. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then the next day I come back and I'm a supervisor like, oh, we sorry. No, you're not sorry. You just didn't. You just thought I was a cook,
right?
Or something like that.
Well, you said the next day. So this is. I didn't even have this question. So you started off as a roustabout?
No.
You didn't start off as that.
No, it's just that what happens when you report to the ship, right? At the end of the day, like you might not come on shift, and so they have like rooms where you can go and play video games, watch TV, eat.
You talking about out there in the water?
Yeah, in the water. Yeah. It's like another city. It's like being on a cruise ship, but it's work.
I don't know. Listen, for everybody that's out there right now, it sounds like I would like to go to work out there, especially if I could be on a cruise ship. I don't know about you.
But it's pretty cool, though, because at the end of the day, I started out making like $500 a day, right? And so...
Hold on, man. You're not just going to fly by that. You say you started off making $500 a day?
Right.
All right. Right now in America, I think the average person makes between $200 to $230 a day.
Right.
Something like that. And I think it might be even a little bit lower than that. You're saying that you went out there and made $500. That's like double,
right? Almost
triple some people's salary on a daily basis. And you're out there for 21 days or 28 days?
Yeah, 28 days, pretty much. Yeah.
All right, I do math really quick, so I ain't gonna put that out there, but that sounds like a lot of money.
I mean, it's pretty. I mean, you use my CPA too, right? So you know what it is. But at the end of the day, I never really looked at it like because I couldn't compare it to other people. I can only compare it to people that I'm out there with, right? And so. I didn't really get a lot of education on like finances. So when I got it, I blew it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Ironically, I remember 2020, I was doing some stuff relationship wise, and you was like, man, you go spend this money on an engagement ring, you could have bought a robot.
I'm not bringing that up.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to.
But nevertheless, man, fast forward.
It was a phenomenal ring, though. By the way,
fast forward 4 more years. You know what I'm saying? I took that money. You know what I'm saying, that you told me I should have did.
Yeah.
And I bought a robot. And so
salute to you for that.
Yeah. But my biggest thing was at the end of the day, I got tired of seeing even though the oil and gas field is diverse, right? It's getting there. It's just not diverse in the more technical roles.
Got you.
And
So, to bring to a point, I want to make sure I bring this up to the individuals that are watching us right now. So, you got into this oil and gas industry. You essentially kind of got blessed to be able to be put in this position where you started off
right
playing with. Well, I don't want to say playing, but working with these robots. Actually, replace divers,
pretty
right?
much, yeah.
And obviously they're much safer because there's not a human down there.
Correct.
Right. And it's be able to kind of show the spectators and the people that are watching sort of some of the stuff that it can do. That's why we have it here. But, right. Like I didn't grow up hearing about oil and gas industry.
Right.
I mean, in California, it's not something that we talked about. I would like for you to kind of express that to the individuals that may be watching, Black, brown, Asian, indifferent, just coming from a underserved community, right? That this is an opportunity for them to get into this field, and then furthermore, what we're getting ready to bring up next. So, briefly, because all of this sounds fascinating,
right?
For you to get into this field, what kind of educational background did you have to have, or did you have to have any type of certifications?
Well, my Navy career got me into the field.
Okay.
You know, and actually just God. I'm gonna be 100.
Hey, listen, it's okay.
God, right? Because coming from Homestead, man, like I didn't know what I was gonna do. I thought I was gonna play sports. You know, I wanted to paint cars, bro.
Yeah, it's funny. I remember that.
You know, all the rappers, you know, Slim them, they was all, you know, rolling on slabs. I say, man, I'm gonna be painting all their cars, you know. And I started working at the airport. And while I was at the airport, the Navy recruiter came and approached me. Actually, I got a scholarship to go to UTI to paint. And while
that's a technical school.
Yeah. And so while I was there, man, they hit me up and was like, hey, check it out. You want to paint cars or you want to paint airplanes? And I was like, shit. Airplanes. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds much better, right?
What's going to make you the most money? And so, man, I went to the Navy thinking I was going to paint airplanes. And guess what?
Did you paint airplanes?
No.
What did you do?
Hydraulics.
Oh.
Hydraulics and electronics, man.
That's a draft difference.
Yeah, but you know what? To be honest with you, that's why I'm here.
Okay.
That's what got me in the door. So when I got to Navy in 2008, obviously we was at FMC.
Yeah. We got our start at FMC.
Yeah. And so I had the most skills, they said, right? So they put me on night shift.
Yeah.
And I was falling asleep. They called me sleep, man. So all I'm saying to you kids out there, check it out. If you make a mistake, don't worry about it.
Right.
Your life still has purpose. And so
that's good right there.
I fell asleep on the job. The next morning, I was fired. Right? I got fired, bro. I got fired. And
I know you wasn't there when we came to work.
Yeah, man. Hey, they fired the hell out of me, bro. And so I went back to California, and while I was in California, I was go back and work on the F-18s.
Yeah,
and they was paying about $30 an hour. So while I was out there, my buddy was like, "Hey, man, this job working offshore with robots, you know?"
Yeah,
and I was like, "Okay, cool." Guess what happened though? The same thing that we was doing at FMC, is what the robots put in the water at 3,000 feet.
Well, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, so then they sent me to UC Davis, Schilling Robotics, and I got about $100,000 worth of education and electronics and hydraulics and fiber optics, and man, I got it all. So
basically what you're telling us right now is that through that schooling and the information that you receive, you're an asset. Right, to one of these companies, and to be able to operate this particular underwater robot, correct?
Right.
How many are you certified to operate? Like, you can operate this one, which is called a Defender.
Yeah, I got another one called a Pro 5. There's a Pro 4. I'm basically skilled in about 10 robots right now.
That's pretty cool.
Short story. This robot here, like I said, I learned it in 2017 from a company called Proceanic. Big up to Proceanic.
Okay.
They gave me my start. And then I just took off. right? I would go with the inspection classes, which is this is inspection class, and they have the work class.
Okay.
But in the meantime, in 2000 and
what does that mean for those that don't know? Inspection class and a work class.
Okay,
what does that mean?
Basically, as you see this one in this form, it has a camera and lights, and you can add other things to it. But right now, if I just wanted to go in the water and basically do an inspection, this is what
type of inspections are these good for, or what are they using for?
So basically, like I said, just like when you go to the dentist, right? Hopefully, all you guys will go to the dentist and get your regular cleaning and
every
X-ray
6 months.
Every 6 months, right? So every year, each rig that's in the water is basically sitting in salt water, so it's corroding, right?
Okay.
And so, like I talk about the rig that fell over, right? So basically, each year you have to go out there and do an inspection.
Cool.
And so what we do is we measure the marine growth. We do a visual inspection, and then we'll clean it. And once we clean it, then we'll go back and take pictures, send those pictures off to the Coast Guard or ABS or whatever.
Well, you're saying that you guys go in the water and take pictures?
No, the robot.
So this robot goes in the water,
right,
and it inspects those rigs, and it also takes pictures.
Right. So basically, same case, like using this Xbox controller.
Wait, see, you dove in. I like that though. So I want you to keep going, but I want to, for those individuals that are out there, one of the cool things that I found out about this particular robot, and some of the other ones also, but this one in particular, because I got a chance to see it up close and personal, is you kids are already playing with Xbox and PlayStation controllers, and this robot, you can play with the same Xbox controller. I thought that was fascinating. So please go in and show them.
This the Elite too. This the $200 remote. My son had me buying one of these a couple of years ago, and then I looked at it the other day. Half of the knobs are all missing. And then when I bought,
but he ain't even making no money with it.
Yeah. And then when I bought this robot and it came with this, he's like, "Dad, let me have it." Like, nah, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
So what this one has is everything you do, like you moving. You can see the thrust. You can hear the thrusters moving. You probably can't see it on the camera.
You can hear it. Yeah, they're definitely moving. I can see them.
Right.
And thrusters are basically fans for those individuals that are not aware.
Yeah.
These are propellers that help the robot move inside of the actual water.
The water, yeah. And
then, look, that's dope.
Then you got lights. You know what I'm saying? I can bring the lights all the way up. I can bring the lights all the way down.
We could have just used those lights for the show.
Right. So
that's amazing.
Then you got a camera that goes up, a camera that goes down. It can zoom in. It can focus. And so basically,
this is really clear too, by the way.
Right. It's HD. Actually, it's the HD camera.
That's dope.
And so this is pretty much, and then if you're looking at this, it has the depth reading there, like what depth you at. Right now it says 0 because it's not in the water. It has a GPS navigation package
already inside of the Defender.
Built in. That's why up here you see that it's facing west.
Yes.
You know
I
what
do
I'm
see
saying?
that.
That's 290, like you run down 290. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
And so
H-Town.
Yeah. So all that is there, right? And so it's a pretty cool concept. And so what I want to do is I want to take this platform using the Xbox controller. I know everybody's kind of worried about the Xbox due to the controller due to that situation that happened with the submarine, whatever months ago. God bless the souls of those people. But at the end of the day, that does not mean that this thing is not suffice to use to control this.
Well, the first thing is that we're not asking anybody, or this robot works by itself. You're on a platform. When you go to work, or the individuals that work with this, they're sitting above water,
right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So you don't have to be in the water. All right. So I know that was going to be a question. People are going to ask, did they have to learn how to swim and all that other good stuff?
But you do, though. You do. So basically, I don't want to get ahead.
Good. So pause that, because I'm going to bring that up to the individuals. Those lights is bright.
Okay, my
bad. So 2 quick things, really. One is, this seems like a really cool job, and I don't know about you, but when I was younger, I loved playing with. Actually, I'm lying. Right now, I still play my PlayStation.
Oh, yeah.
But if I could get paid to go do it,
right,
I would have loved to have been able to go do that. Second thing is, you can go to work and make a very, very good living based off of playing with this controller once you get the proper schooling and the certifications or whatnot that Mr. Johnson has with WJC. So
every time you say playing, this is work, bro.
My bad.
Listen, I used to be able to smash you in video games, right? You know what I'm saying?
Pause.
I used to be able to smash you in video games. I don't even play games no more, right?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, this is all I'm working with this remote.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, my bad. I respect this because this robot, I've seen it.
Right.
Personally, I've seen what it's done for your life.
Right.
And so I'm proud of you for that.
I appreciate it.
Let me first say that. But I want to get into a couple of quick technical things because the people that are out there that are watching, they're understanding that, hey, this is a business that you may be able to get into yourself, or somebody that you love can be able to get into. Again, underwater robotics. This is a Defender. Right. There are multiple out there, but Mr. Johnson particularly works with this one. As you can see, I don't even know how much one of these costs, so I'll let you tell everybody because it just seems like it's a lot of money.
Right.
Well, you don't have to tell everybody if you don't want to, but I'm curious because I want people to understand that this is obtainable.
Right.
If you work, right? If you work first and put your game plan together, if this is something that is of interest to you, you can work to get your credit and whatnot together to save up to be able to purchase one of these, right? And then the power. So let me go backwards a little bit. You touched on once they get certified,
right,
and they're equipped to go work. What is an average salary for somebody that just starting off and they have this type of skill set?
Anywhere between like $250 to $300, like you were saying, but
$250 to $300 what? $1,000
a day.
Okay, so basically these people get paid on a per day basis.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pull my calculator out just for those that don't, because I like to see numbers in real life, right?
Yeah.
And for those of you at home that are watching,
9,000. If you average of 3,
okay, so he wants to show me
times
up.
30. You know what I'm saying? 3 times 30 is 9.
So $300 times 30 days. So somebody is normally out there for 30 days at a time.
Yeah, pretty much. You got 2 days of travel.
$9,000, right?
Right.
So that's $9,000 you can make a month. Now I don't know what you make right now a month, but if you can play with a video game controller,
play or work with.
Oh, sorry. If you could go to work with a video game controller, Xbox.
Right.
I don't even have that. I like PlayStations, but that controller looks dope.
But we can also use the PlayStation too.
All right, see, now they making me mad. All right, so we might have to talk after this. So if you could go to work with a PlayStation or Xbox controller and make $9,000 a month, right? Let's do that math real quick. Mm-hmm. Times, how often do you go to work? If you go to...
You do 6 months on, 6 months.
So normally 6 months. Yeah. So only half the year?
Yeah.
So for half of the year, 6 months of work, I can make $54,000?
Starting out, yeah. But the number goes up. Like I said, at the end of the day, based on how skilled you are with operating it, you know what I'm saying, and fixing it, your money comes from fixing it. I don't even care about flying this thing. You probably hear me all the time like, what you doing, man? I'm sitting here just to make sure if this thing breaks, I can fix it.
Okay, so that's a whole nother gambit. I don't want to deep dive just yet. Right. He just gave you a whole nother job, but we'll worry about that in a little bit. So, Mr. Johnson, you have WJC. You are what is your position, the actual title for what you do out there? Is there a title for it?
I'm the janitor.
You're the janitor? Yeah, you're the cleanup man?
I'm the cleanup man, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I always wanted to hold the title as a CEO, president, whatever. So, yeah, I am.
Well, you have that for your company.
Yeah,
but
I'm the CEO.
For this particular job, that's for an individual that just gets started. What would it be?
Well, he would be a pilot technician.
Okay.
A pilot technician.
Pilot technician.
Yeah.
Something pretty cool that I know that these other individuals are not aware of right now is that you started a nonprofit.
Yeah.
Right? It's the 3-in-1 Man Foundation. Is that correct?
Yeah.
What brought that on, and who's your target audience for the 3-in-1 Man Foundation?
So what brought it on, as what we spoke of earlier, basically, I got tired of being the only black or brown person out there, right? And most of the time, I used to have to go out there and dumb down my intelligence, and I got tired of that, man. So at the end of the day, this last couple of years, I started going out there like this, right?
Yeah.
Pair of J's on, my hat flipped up like Fresh Prince, and just being myself, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, back in the day, when I was the smartest person in the room, right? They'll make me feel like I was the dumbest person in the room. And so I got tired of being, whatever. And so I say, at the end of the day, man, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a foundation. And what happened was I went to California about three months ago. Okay. And we was taking the Defender out. And I had went out there last year, and I was just holding the tether. I knew what I knew.
All right, so you using terminology. I want everybody to know what this. What is a tether?
So the tether is what's connecting the cable to the robot.
Okay,
right. It's called a tether. It's just, all it is
obviously that's waterproof, right?
It's waterproof. All it is a Cat5 cable that you have in your wall for internet.
He's using all these technical terms for those people that don't understand. Cat5, I don't know what that is, but all right.
But I don't want to lose the subject, right? So at the end of the day, I was just holding the cable, right, for most people, right? And they didn't know what I knew. So when I went back a year later, I knew it all. I knew everything that was needed to know about this robot.
Gotcha.
And they had an issue, and I fixed it. And then we came back. I was working for this company that was a subsidiary of NASA.
Okay.
And what they did was they made this robot autonomous.
That's pretty dope.
And I fell in love with the idea of making it work without a tether.
Gotcha.
I learned it. I mastered it. When I got back, I told my boss, like, hey, don't send me on that other project. Send me on this one. He was like, no, man, we need you to go on this one. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So you know what I did? $150,000 job. I resigned. I quit. You know what I did next week? I bought one of these.
So essentially what you're saying is that you bet on yourself.
I did.
That's pretty dope.
I did. I bet on myself. So with that being said, I bet on myself. And the first thing I wanted to do with my money, instead of buying rings and shoes, stuff like that, right, was buy a robot. And I want to train young men, black, brown, women, whoever, who's interested in having a job that can actually take you somewhere. I've been all around the world. I'm on my second passport. Actually, after this show, I'm jumping on a flight to go to New York.
Yeah.
I leave from New York. I go to Nigeria, come back, go to Brazil. And then when I get back from all three
all with this
robot, right? I want to come back and I want to start at the ION teaching this course. If I'm not at the ION, I'm at the YDC Center off of Berkshire, Homestead, teaching the young men over there.
So back into your community.
Back in my community.
So essentially what you built with your foundation is the ability to inspire other people from that same community.
Right.
And the goal is to teach them.
Right.
I'm assuming this Defender.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long that would take. So is there a course? How long would that?
Yeah, the courses right now is about 4 weeks, 31 days to be exact. All right.
3 and 1, 31. Okay, 31, I follow you. I get it.
Right.
So
at the end of the day, the course is 31 days. In that course, you're going to learn a lot of things.
Right.
The number for one thing that you're going to learn is about how to be a Proverbs 31 man. Each day we're going to have a
What if you're a woman, though?
Same thing. You know what I'm saying? Your goal is to get the woman, right?
Yeah. But I'm just saying you might have women that might be interested in this field.
Yeah,
so.
they can get some stuff from it too.
Okay.
But anyway, since it's 31 days in the month, right? So it's 31 days in the class. We'll be touching on that. Then I'll have my CPA come in. He'll do financial counseling to show these guys how to do that. We're also going to have a mental health counselor come in. My personal mental health counselor is going to come in to
that's pretty good right there, man.
To speak with the students. So those students are going to get 3 sessions with her. We're going to do drug and alcohol awareness training as well. And then we're going to send them to All-Stop, right, where they can get their training and certifications to go offshore. So even if they want to go offshore and take the cook job or take the roster bow or whatever, they already qualify.
They can go get their feet wet.
Even without using this.
So they'll be able to take that course that you're offering and they can still go. They're qualified to go out there to do that.
Exactly. The money might be a little less, might be $200 a day. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. But like you negotiate your own salary based on the, your
Is that something that you will go through in the class?
Yes. Also, I have another company called Vet Prep that this company used to help veterans transition into the civilian world.
So even for veterans, not just the people in the community. So if they're a veteran, they can also qualify for this.
Exactly. So
okay, awesome.
But I'm gonna have a person that's going to come in, help them build a resume, help them write a resume, have them have a cover sheet, do interviews. Then we're going to put a whole booklet together. You know, in that booklet, actually, I have one here, but the booklet will basically be your whole portfolio.
Awesome.
You know what I'm saying? And so basically all you got to do is just show this to, I can show it to the client, and then the first thing I'm trying to do is, I want 31 young men and women to sign up for this course. Okay.
So that's a lot. He just said a mouthful. And pause. And this is very insightful. So we're talking about the WJC, which is his company that he's gets contracted and booked out to go do work with this Defender robot with the Xbox controller, right? But also the 3-in-1 Man Foundation, which, based off your own words, right? I'll make sure I get this correct. Young men, young women, and veterans are able to qualify to come to this course. Now I know that this course isn't free. So I'm not going to put an actual price tag out there. However, this is a nonprofit that you're doing this through. Right. So I'm assuming that you're looking for supporters of some sort, maybe sponsors.
I am. I'm looking for sponsors. I'm looking for.
So if those are people people in our businesses, I'm assuming.
Right.
If somebody is listening to this and watching this today and they wanted to get involved and they're excited about this, how can they reach out to you in order to become a sponsor or maybe an investor even? I don't know.
So either way, you can go to the website. There's a space on the website. It's my name, wjohnsonconsulting.com and wjohnsonconsulting.com.
Gotcha.
And my number is 832-470-1693. You can reach out to myself or my VP of Business Development, and he can get you in contact with how to be a sponsor. If you have any young men, and I don't just want your money, to be honest with you, as a sponsor.
So what does a sponsor get?
So basically, if they have anybody that can operate one of these, send them to me, and I can show them how to operate this with this, right? So I'm not asking for just your money only. I'm asking for your money and the student.
All right, that's awesome. So you have your, actually what I'm going to do is below or on the screen, I'm going to put the wjohnsonconsulting.com, the website. So I want you guys to make sure that there's something that you're interested in, or you have an investor or maybe even a sponsor. You guys would like to sponsor a kid or a veteran for this particular program to be able to get out there and work with this. Use the Xbox controller or PlayStation controller, right?
Right.
And learn this particular field. Right now, the classes are being offered in Houston, Texas. I know they're getting ready to start here coming up soon. He's looking to fill it. He gave you his information. Again, you can click the link or get in touch with us here at the show, on the M.O.R.A.L.S Show. I'll be happy to forward the information. But again, we're looking for those individuals that are hungry, people who really want to change their life. All right. So not only on this show do we want to just talk about something that's pretty cool and insightful that has something to do with business, technology, and finance, but we wanted to also give the platform to be able to help put that rope out there for anybody that's really looking for a way to change their life.
True.
This is one of those ways with Mr. Johnson here. So for today's episode, man, I appreciate your time coming out, man, and
Thank you, man.
sharing with the world what you do on a day-to-day basis. I know it's pretty dope. It's always good to hear it. For the world out there, stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you for your time this evening. Peace from the M.O.R.A.L.S TV show.